everybody, it's me, Insomniac Writer, aka R.S. Lewis, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Avengers Endgame, the 22nd film in the MCU. Can you believe that? It's been that long. Over a decade of films, and it all comes down to this epic ending of Phase 4 of the MCU. This particular post and video is brought to you by thedjbins.com. Definitely check it out. He will not disappoint your ears. A lot of cool stuff on that site. Again, that's thedjbins.com is sponsoring us, and I'd like to give DJ Benz himself a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. We definitely got around to doing this review later than we wanted, but it is here. Yay! And I got my kid, comic book aficionado, pro, and fan herself. What's up? Oh, and my shirt, it says, I survived the snap. Here we go. Yes. Anyway, I got this off of TeePublic if you're wondering. But yeah, I survived the snap, and I could not wait to wear this shirt. I'm glad I did. So, Avengers, what did you think of it?
Very emotional. Very emotional.
Sorry, my dog is just walking everywhere. Hazel, sit down! Avengers is... I thought Infinity War was...
Oh no, makes it look like a Barbie doll dream house set.
Yes. Yes. Very... felt it in my heart. My soul. Yes. But overall, it is a great movie. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll think, because there's some banter between Bruce Banner and Iron Man, and we're like, huh? What did they say? So, you know, there's a lot to offer with with Endgame. One thing I like about it is that it takes these characters that have been had their standalone movies filmed by other directors, brings it together, and kind of the cohesion between all of those characters' roles and their acting types, it kind of feels a little bit more natural, whereas I felt the difference between like how the Guardians of the Galaxy were directed by the Russo brothers versus how Gunn, what's his first name again? James Gunn. I can't, that's my grandfather's name. I should remember James. But it felt more natural. It felt more Gunn-like, and I guess maybe because he was actually on, set doing some producing and stuff. So that feel is there, and then the cohesion is just way better. Like the way they brought these films together, kind of the same way I felt with the very first Avengers film. Other than that, like the believability and the watchability of these films is way much better. This particular film is better than it was in the last two Avengers movie. Like you brought them together and it was epically better. And it didn't feel weird, it didn't just feel out of place. It felt more natural. What did you like about Endgame?
I don't know, it was just very emotional, kind of just like...
Still processing.
Yeah, I cried the whole movie, happy tears inside. I just was, oh Lord, I was crying Jordan the whole entire movie. That was me, the crying Jordan movie.
Oh yeah. Crying
yeah,
Jordan.
I was just crying. I was like, with snot and everything. I was like, this person next to me see me.
By the way, this is a spoiler-free review. You will not get any spoilers from me. You will get some, not all. I will not reveal certain plot details, and I definitely won't reveal the ending, but you will get some spoilers. Overall, I do recommend you go see this movie. Even if you're not a big comic book fan, even if you not super familiar with everything, you kind of know the characters, but you don't, it's still a film for everyone. It has a good bit of drama. The acting is out. There's some slow burn portions of the movie, probably like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes into the movie. This is your chance to go to the bathroom.
Because then you kept complaining how they were having the spoilers without context and you missed the scene.
Yeah.
And you were really perturbed. Don't miss it.
I mean, if you can't hold it.
Go to the bathroom before or after. If you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, you can handle it. I've seen all the movies.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bad bladder, so I had to go to the bathroom. Oh yeah, another thing. When them credits come up, just go. There's nothing. There's no post mid credit scene. It's just a million. It's like thousands of names.
They could have had the actors talking, and I would have been happy. I deserved it after everything that happened. Infinity War was a bunch of daisies compared to the emotional toll that was Endgame.
Yeah, this movie had a lot going on. You'll enjoy it. Like I said, there's going to be some things that people nitpick, and there are going to be some things that people cheer about. And at the end of the day, it's enjoyable. It's like, I hope it continues to make a whole lot of money. I'm sure it already has, and it will continue for some time. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what the MCU has lined ahead, especially now that they're doing this whole Disney Plus streaming service, kind of like to compete with the DC Universe streaming service, which actually ain't that bad. So, I'm just going to kind of check it out anyway. I mean, anything's better than cable nowadays anyway. Like, who pays like $2 something for cable? Who does that?
Yeah, that's true. There's other things that do it. Literally YouTube itself.
Yeah. I mean, you can live with internet, Hulu, and Netflix.
And we've been doing it before it was a thing.
Yes. Because I'm so anti-cable. I'm so cheap. Again, like I said, Endgame. But yeah, Endgame is definitely a flick that you will enjoy. Things I didn't really like about it. It left a few plot holes. It left a few unanswered questions. It left things that made me kind of scratch my head. You're dealing with a movie that literally killed off half of the universe, which actually meant like maybe 70% of the Avengers or whatever. Okay, yes, you know that this movie has theories on, people have had theories on time travel. This movie uses time travel in some sense of that. One of the things I've always hated about time travel movies, it leaves a lot of plot holes and it messes with the continuity. It's so crazy, and then you start thinking it, and before you know it, you've overthought a situation that's not even real. It's a fictional situation, and you done missed out on half the movie because your brain is trying to process something completely out of it, and you're like, well, what? But I think that's always like the issue I have with time travel movies. I think the only one that probably didn't give me continuity plot holes was Back to the Future, the first one.
Yeah.
It made sense for me.
Yeah. I mean, I watched Doctor Who, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Considering that the doctor calls time a big ball of wibbly wobbly, tiny whiny stuff.
Yeah. Well, we all know that time is, I guess, isn't like, it's fluid. So, you have timelines and universes and
parallel universes
and stuff like that. So when you start dwelling in these movies, like, you think, okay, well, they go back and change one tiny aspect, it causes a butterfly effect. So that's kind of like
they
something.
They tried to address it, but they didn't do a good job.
Yeah. And
ironically, the butterfly effect seemed to do the best thing with time traveling almost.
Yeah.
Even better than Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Like, it really... Yeah. A lot of the other stuff talk about, like, oh, how I want to change the future. But the butterfly effect actually talked about mainly focus on the consequences of changing things and stuff, which I appreciate. Also, Umbrella Academy did a good job with it. They have a whole entire company that's behind it. Time travel agency. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'd recommend that too.
Yeah. There will be some things that most fans of the MCU movies and comic books will complain. And I think with most of these movies, a lot of people do complain because we all know there are aspects of the comic books and the source material that the MCU leaves out. Some of them are for legal reasons, others for continuity reasons, others because it just didn't look good on screen, or sometimes just because they just didn't want it. And I've seen that happen a lot in these movies. This movie does have things that people will find fault with. It's as simple as that. It may not end the way you want it to, but it gives you closure and you're satisfied with that.
I like the way it ends, and as a comic book fan, there's an aspect of it
Even though Infinity War, I knew that
there was going to be more to it.
It was going to be more to it. I know that
Homecoming kind of ruined, and Black Panther 2 kind of ruined the whole surprise.
Yeah, when you started hearing the fact
thank you, Tom Holland, for the spoiler.
Yeah, for the most part, because they kept, and Tom Holland did say it's like after Endgame, so it's like, you already know that Spider-Man's coming back.
And Black Panther,
Yeah, and Loki, he's getting a standalone show. So, there's some things that, we got spoilers and we got theories and everything online that kind of like reveal how this movie would kind of sort of end. That being said, it's going to be some shit you do not still see coming. I'm sorry. But again,
it's going to throw you off. I was somewhere in the middle, I'm pretty sure. There was a surprise, and I didn't think it was going to happen, but they did. And I was like, I was upset, but I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. I felt the same way. Like, there were some things that I really felt, the film overall did shock me and throw me.
Yeah, it had good shock value. And it wasn't, like, over the top with it. It was the way they did it. It was like, bam, bam, shock, this, that, and that. They didn't do that. There was a good blend of it.
Yeah.
They knew every time they did something for shock value, they really honed on the repercussions of what happened when they caused something like shocking to happen. How it affected all the characters in the movie, and it really had basically a big effect on the movie as a whole whenever they did something shocking.
Yeah, definitely. This was a film that I felt was very emotional. It really tugged at the heartstrings of comic book fans and more particular MCU fans. You're connected to them. You're connected to the actors in their lives on what they portray on social media, and it's like, wow. So it can be very emotional. That being said,
invested.
Yeah, you invest in it. You invest in
some kids are watching it. Like me, for example, watching it when I was like 8 or what? Like no, younger than that. Yeah, basically 8, and I'm about to go to college in a year or two, so they grow up. You
were like 9 when Iron Man came out, I think.
I said 8, 9.
Yeah, or maybe 7.
So you have these kids basically growing up with it, transitioning with the MCU, growing with it as it expands, and that's why I feel people are so attached to it and love these characters so much. Not just because it's awesome and it's great, but also people had this long-standing, relationship with. You got these people that are watching it, and now their kids can watch it with them. It's been going on for a long time. So yeah.
Anytime an actor or actress or whatever gets on the screen and makes you feel some type of way, whether you hate the person, you are entertained by the person, or they make you cry, that means their acting and their direction and everything else definitely is just, it's great. That's a beautiful thing. That's what they're getting paid to do. That means they're doing their job. Mm-hmm. This is why I'm spending my money. I'm spending my money to enjoy the film. I'm not going to sit up here and nitpick this film, because why? I don't go to movies for that. That's why my blogs either say either it sucks or it's awesome. Check it out. Like I said, everything with Infinity War, definitely there were some improvements from Endgame. I felt the direction of this film was a little bit better than the first one, whereas like the characters seem more like they are in their standalone films. Although I think that Infinity War, for the length of film that is, and the length of film this is, it ties the story together. There's a stronger sense of synergy. Not only like the characters stay true to who they are in their respective movies, the storyline fits them all well and shows why we love each character better than Infinity War. You have all these characters and they're trying to do their own thing, but it doesn't work quite that well as it does in Endgame, which I thoroughly enjoy. It's just short. And it was some stuff that was just like,
there was something, honestly, I felt in Infinity War, a lot of the characters kind of faded into the back at times, or sometimes they were there and sometimes they weren't, and there was a lot of characters, I was like, But in Endgame, they had a lot of characters, but they all had their moments to shine, which I thought sometimes they'd be like, not even for a whole entire minute, sometimes a couple of seconds. But when they had their time, they shine through it basically, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And there's a moment where a couple of characters all team up, and I was very, very happy.
The girl power moment?
Yeah, it was
yeah, there's a girl power moment with Captain Marvel and
all the other
female characters.
And it was awesome.
And it was awesome. I was just like, yeah, I felt it. Like,
there's an ode to the Russo brothers' first film in the MCU, which was The Winter Soldier, with the line, "On your left."
One of the best. Yeah. Any other final thoughts?
No, I just really enjoy it.
I see Thor something. Yeah, she doesn't like Thor in this movie. I like Thor, but yeah, he's definitely...
They downplay him so badly.
Yeah. A lot of these MCU movies, basically, like, I'm still jaded how they made Vision, like, the weakest person in Infinity War.
Drax was the weakest.
But that's overshadowed by Dave Bautista's awesome acting. Like, I'm not giving it...
If honestly...
his comedic timing. But Vision is such a serious character. For him to be that serious and that dramatic, you know, he was actually more entertaining as Jarvis.
Yeah, I wish my problem another thing is that I wish they kept Jarvis. They should have kept Jarvis. It made me happy as a fan of Agent Peggy Carter, that TV series, which was amazing.
This is definitely a film you're going to enjoy, and it is definitely a good way to close out this particular chapter and phase of the MCU flick. Yeah. And if you're in Philly, go check out the Marvel Universe of Superheroes at the Franklin Institute. That's actually pretty cool. It does have some stuff from the MCU and Netflix Marvel stuff, but it also has a lot of stuff for you real true comic book aficionado fans. I mean, there was stuff that I was like, oh wow, really? You'll enjoy it, I guarantee you that. So now I want to say thank you for you watching this, and again, this video has been brought to you by thedjbens.com. He will not disappoint your ears. It's a great website. You'll find some stuff on there. You'll find me on there from time to time. So next time, guys, be awesome, be you. And in the words of Stan Lee,
Excelsior.
So, try.